How's everybody doing?
Yeah,
It's good.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing just okay. How about you?
Sum it up in a word. Mark?
Good.
Patrick?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Malcolm?
Tired.
Well, I don't know why I was waiting for him to go sex. I thought that Malcolm was going to say it.
Sex.
And I'm doing good too. There's your
I was
cold open.
feeling.
That's the cold open. There you go. Welcome to episode 19 of Wildly Adequate, the show about anything, everything, and usually nothing. I don't know what Patrick's doing. We're getting right into it today.
Mark says he hates when people do this.
Yeah, I think it's very cringeworthy. I can't-
I am 1/4 of your host and crew, Mr. Matthew Urso, and I am joined by, as always,
Patrick Fahim.
Mark.
Malcolm.
wow, the gang's all here. As you just figured out from that cold open, we're doing good, whatever word Patrick
I
said.
said supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Patrick said
Yep.
what Mary Poppins says.
Malcolm's tired, and I'm doing good too.
Never-
Anyways,
Never seen it.
Isn't that from Big Bang Theory?
Ups.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
It definitely
That's
didn't
what
read
Mary
Probably
Poppins
not.
sings. She goes, it's
Oh, that's right.
Oh, am I stupid? Bazinga.
what? Bazoo.
That's definitely from Big
There's
Bang
like,
Theory.
there's that Instagram meme where he's like driving in a car, and then like Sheldon comes up to his window, bazinga, and he just flips the car. The car flips.
What's wrong with you?
Isn't it crazy?
You confused that Mary Poppins word with bazinga.
No, I don't think so. But I
Big
just wanted
Bazinga.
to. I wanted to demonstrate that I know something from Big Bang Theory.
I feel like this
so
has
I don't
happened-
look like a madman.
I feel like this has happened many times where you think something's a reference to something, but it's actually like a way older reference. You're like, oh, it's from something like you name something
Maybe
recent.
they do reference it in the recent thing, but it's
Maybe.
actually like an older thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyways,
we got a show to do today. Hopefully a slightly speedier one because we've got things on the go. I believe I'm starting today. And gentlemen, Patrick noticed earlier, and I will point it out now for all your applause and attention.
Get a haircut.
I got a
Cool tank top?
haircut today. Whoa, I'm a little...
Can we get some?
fucking-
Can we get some applause going here?
I'm a little
I was gonna say it looks really clean.
Thank you. I'm a little freshened up. I don't got the fucking lettuce in the back right now, although that'll grow back.
Honestly, God bless Sport Clips.
God bless sports.
is that where you went?
That's
Again?
Yes.
Is it? I actually have no idea.
It is, and this gets into my
Isn't it like
topic.
$30?
Yeah,
What-
30?
What is
I
it?
They do
think
a
so.
hot towel and stuff.
but
out
yeah,
there,
they do
though.
like a full thing. It's a
Like,
whole,
it's all under the table.
exactly. Oh, it's under the table, right? And this gets in right into my topic. We're diving in head first. I call this topic the importance of having a guy,
Okay.
and what I mean by that is
I know. Oh, I know what you mean.
Wow.
You sound
I
like a
think-
sexist, misogynistic pig right now. Go
Sure.
on.
I think in life, what I've come to realize in my time on this putrid earth is that there are things in life and aspects of your life where it is important to have a guy, somebody that you count on for things in your life. And haircuts for me for a long time has been an example of like not really having a guy. When I was a kid, like my parents would take me to a barber
First
in
choice.
town. Then I went to First Choice for like literally probably
It was
10
literally his
years.
first choice.
it was second, but it was like at least a good 10 years. And then the past few times I went to this one place in town. I won't name drop them, but they were good. But I wasn't like,
Was it a place or a person?
it was a place, and I wasn't like
Oh, okay.
wowed with them by any means. I also found it was hilarious that they took cash only, which made me laugh.
Did you find that it was
Sal
overpriced
Volcano?
or something?
What now?
Did you find it was overpriced or?
Not even, well, slightly. I don't know, because there'd be times where I would walk in there and I'd be in there like 10 minutes and they would
Mm.
do everything like in 10 minutes and be like, all right, like give us the same amount of money as some other place where it like felt like it was
Sure.
more, it was a longer process and like more
But
care
was the
put in.
quality the same though? Even if it wasn't
I
10
wasn't,
minutes?
I thought it was fine, but I wasn't like wowed with it.
It was the worst quality. Just
Sure.
say it, bro.
Sure.
Be
Which is
ballsy.
why I went there like a couple times and then I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to try something else. So I did some investigating. I looked online, tried to figure out in town where else there would be somewhere to go. And then I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to try the Sports Clips. And the first time I went in there was such an enchanting experience where like they did that head wash, like they washed my head and they were
Can
doing
I
like
just
a
interrupt
hot
for the-
towel thing.
I feel like the hair wash is not at all like special. Like any even
It
First
makes-
Choice has like the hair washing
But
do
it
you mean
makes
by
things.
it makes me feel like a Persian king though.
Like-
exactly.
like in
it
a sink?
does.
No, yeah, I mean like if you go to any like haircut place, even like the kind of commercial places, they'll have.
You guys get that done?
No, I don't get it done, but I'm saying
Is it standard?
At sports clubs, because I've
What are you
never
questioning right now?
No,
I
but
thought we were-
I get where Malcolm's at because I was there too. I've never been to a haircut place in my life where they were like, "All right, so
If-
we're gonna
no.
do like this full thing or whatever." It's just I walked. In
They
the
just
sport
offer
clubs.
it?
Yeah, and I was like, "Hey, it's my first time here," and they're like, "Okay, cool. We'll come sit in the back. We're gonna wash your hair." And I'm pretty sure you're like in a massage chair, so all that's happening. Then you get out. Then they do the haircut, and then just at the end, the lady like pulled out like one of those massage gun things
What?
and just spent like. 5
Massage
minutes,
gun.
Sports
like
clips.
just massaging back. And I was like,
Listen.
this place is fucking
And
enchanting.
then
Now
she got-
today when I went, I didn't have like I was a little pressed for time.
Sure.
Like I have been all day today. So I didn't like they basically offered me. She's like, hey, do you want to do like the head wash and all the thing in? And I was like sitting there debating it for like a half second. And I was like,
But you ended up spending half the day doing nothing anyway.
I'm gonna ask a question
guess.
here. Because what I was gonna say is that if you go to a First Choice, they have those sinks that you can like wash people's hair in, but it's always optional, and they never like randomly bring it up. Like you have to ask them, like, can I do that?
yes.
So like what I was gonna ask you is, are they charging extra for that, or do you go in and they're like, oh, we're just doing this complimentary?
That I don't remember.
How much did you pay today without doing that? The same?
See, that's the thing. I don't remember from the first time I went and this time if the price was the same. It seemed in my head
What was the
comparable.
price? What was the
30,
price?
he says.
It
Dude,
was
dude,
like I think it was like $30.
I feel like if you're getting your hair washed and then a haircut, I feel like $30 is pretty solid.
it
decent.
might have been like 40 last time
But
when I
if-
did all the fancy shit.
Yeah, I feel like if she pulls out the massage gun, you're not paying the same amount. There's no way her pulling out the massage gun and working on you is like
Working on you.
free.
That's
Like,
true.
Here's the thing.
Like she's
I
not
don't
doing
want
that for free.
That's true in every aspect
This
of life.
is-
When she pulls out the massage gun, you're paying more.
This
Yeah.
is
Do go on.
this is something that I really have found to be
Get out your wallet when she pulls out the massage gun.
this is something I've found to be very true.
Sure.
And I heard this on TV once.
Mm.
The most sensual thing you can do with a woman
Here we go.
is wash her hair.
Interesting.
What?
The most sensual
I have
thing.
not heard
Wait,
that.
can I say who has ever been with their significant others like, let me wash your hair?
Not once.
I've heard of like a shoulder massage, back
Mhm.
massage,
No, I heard-
full
I
body,
heard
foot.
massage.
We've
That's what I was gonna say.
Pulp Fiction reference. They talk about
And yet,
yeah.
the most intimate activity is the washing of the hair.
Says who?
Charles Boyle from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
All right, so
All
that's
right,
where
then.
Patrick learns his things from this
move
Can't do
cable
it.
television. But anyways, so the long story short to all this is I went to Sports Clips again today, and again I am just as happy with the haircut as I was last time.
sport clips or sports clips.
I didn't get Sports Clips.
Okay.
Can we get a fact check? You have your phone right in front of you.
Sure. I thought you were about to tell me to Google it. I was like, I'm not fucking Googling it. I also, and again, I didn't do all the fancy accoutrements, but like the fact that that's an option and that they like offered it to me again made me come to the realization. Oh, and the first time I went, it was this one lady that did my hair, and I wanted her again today. 'Cause she was there when I went in, but I couldn't because she was already working on somebody else. What's up?
No, it's called sport clips.
Ah, shit, it is Sport Clips. I thought it was
'Cause
Sports
it
Clips.
sounds. I was thinking it sounds odd to say sports clips.
Sport Clips. Yeah, I guess Sport Clips is better. So, anyways, but the fact that I found, at least for the time being, my like hair place finally after 23 years on this world. So, what I wanted to get into with you guys is this idea of the importance of having like a guy
You're
in trouble,
in
buddy.
your life.
Let's do
You're
it.
in big trouble,
Let
buddy.
me have it.
You think this is your guy? That's it?
No. He's
What if
talking.
you move to a place
Well,
and there's no sports clips?
sure,
Sport
obviously.
clips.
No, but generally he's talking
Obviously.
about he found his place.
I'm saying right now, the way my life's set up right now. That's the spot.
You said you're set up for life.
Okay. Why do you do this? Why do you do this sometimes where people say things and then you take them like as literally
Those
as
are the words you said.
Yeah,
bro.
okay. Anyways, so I wanted to know from the rest of you, what are like some examples in your life where you've got a guy?
I mean, I'll jump in straight away.
I want to jump in after you. Go ahead.
Sure. I mean, we all know there's a mutual friend of ours that went to high school with us. I'm not gonna. I mean, I'll give him a shout
Oh,
out.
you're still thinking barbers. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking barbers. I mean, should I say his name?
Sure.
Drop it.
Please.
Shout him out.
Shout out to Dewey.
Shout out to Dewey. He's definitely never going
No,
to
never.
listen
He's
to
never
this.
going to hear this shout out ever.
I could insult him in the most like disgusting
Obscene
way.
way,
Yeah.
yeah.
He wouldn't see it.
He'd never
But
know.
he's been my haircut guy for many years now. There's been like periods where I'll kind of like, if he's been busy with school or he's like, because he like will live somewhere else when he's going to university. So sometimes I just don't have access to him. So I'll just go to a secondary guy. But yeah, he's been my primary guy for years. That's like
Reliable?
very reliable, and he always gives me good haircuts. The secondary person kind of like every once in a while there'd be like a little bit of a botch job.
Mm.
But
That's so unfortunate to hear. I'd like to
Yeah.
jump in here.
sure, go ahead. 'Cause
My-
honestly, that's the only one that I could think of a
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Interesting.
My fudge guy.
I don't think that counts.
Rocky Mountain.
No, wait, okay, no, this is not what he means. By the way, the topic means that like particular. I know he said for his example like great clips
Yeah.
or sport clips.
I'm just going across. I'm just
My
going
hot
with
dog
his.
guy is Costco. Does that count?
No, no,
I
no,
think
no.
that counts.
Okay,
Right,
let
but
me
what-
specify this.
he means,
Even
like-
though I brought up sports clips, what
Yeah.
I'm talking about is specifically like the lady
An individual.
there.
You okay? This is
I-
BS.
I
bro.
think-
know,
I
you
know,
used
I know.
only one that
you
didn't get
used
that.
her. You used her once.
Patrick,
You used her once.
No, but he understands.
But what I'm saying is, it's become like it instantly
Yes.
became
once.
this thing.
What
of,
if the
like,
second time she goes, she botches
No, but
it?
let me explain something.
Then that might change things.
Patrick, if
It doesn't
someone-
mean a guy can't change.
Patrick, if someone says
Okay.
who's your
Okay,
like-
my fudge
like-
guy is Eduardo from
no,
Rocky Mountain.
No, let me give you an example.
Okay, go ahead.
There's like people who will say like, "Oh, this is my weed guy. This is my XYZ guy. This is the specific person that I get stuff from."
Yes.
Mhm.
So it's not just like an organization or a company or whatever. It's like it's a specific person.
Okay.
He broke his rule right off the bat.
Kind of, yes. and we
but-
could do companies one day. Don't like
Sure.
put it this way. Like the other thing is here in town, like my dad takes his car, my mom's car, and both my brother and I's cars to the same shop, to the same guy who my dad has been going to for easily a good almost like 2 decades at this point. And it's like that's our car guy. And now where I'm at the point that like I've had a car for a few years now, it's like when I need to take it in and get things done, like he is now my car guy, where it's like I'll take something in and it'll be like, oh, you know, like we found this one thing and we took care of it. Like, don't worry about it. Like,
How
or
do
if
you know
it's like,
he's-
oh, I got you a part that you needed and we got it like a little cheaper kind of thing. So it's like,
How do you know he's not robbing you blind?
I don't
playing
think,
with
I don't
you.
know if we could definitively say that as a family, but what
No,
I'm
I'm
saying
playing
is
with
like,
you.
so we've got a car guy.
Yeah.
Like he's our, when we need car stuff, he's who we go to. It's not like when you had something with your car not long ago and you took it to like some random shop in town and then didn't they have to like send it somewhere else so they were waiting for something or it was like a whole
Your car guy
fiasco.
had a
I
guy.
can't even remember. That was so long ago. I can't even remember. To be
Mhm.
honest.
Also, I can't think
But-
of a guy that I have for anything. For some
Really?
reason. Other than haircuts, which is the same as you.
Yeah,
Right.
I
do
can't
as
think
well.
of a guy for anything.
I have a car guy because when I got into an accident the other year, like my dad set me up with this guy who he's known for many years. He's kind of like old friends with my dad. So like I went to him that first time with the accident and I've gone to him multiple times since for like an oil change, and then there was one thing, there was like something wrong with like my ventilation system. I've gone to him a couple times, and he's pretty reliable. His name is Muhammad. It's pretty great.
Irishman.
So Eduardo.
He's Irish.
Eduardo doesn't count
Eduardo.
from Rocky Mountain.
I think what I'm
I
also
don't know.
saying too is the
Is it a
idea
specific
that
guy? Is it a real
when
guy?
you have a guy, you have like there's some sort of like not a friendship, but it's like
There's
a
a bond.
personal. There's a bond. There is some
There's an
sort of
understanding.
rapport and understanding. Yes. So like this lady at
This
the,
is- this
at the
is even-
haircut place. When I went there today, she was like, "Hey," like, and I hadn't been in there. Like it was the first time a few months
Hey,
ago. It was,
Michael.
like April or something.
That's what she said.
And she like recognized me and she was like, "Oh hey, like how's it going?" Blah 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 blah. And it's like the car guy knows us. The other example I was gonna toss out, shout out Josh at the comic book store here in town, where it's like he is my fucking boy. He is my
Oh,
hookup
okay,
for
okay, okay.
comics.
Here we go. Record guy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Got a record guy.
Sure.
Although
counts.
I'm not really loyal, to be quite honest. Yeah.
Sure, because with him, it's not necessarily like the establishment.
Like he
It's
doesn't.
like
he
you
doesn't
guys
always
know-
have everything we want, but
Yes.
like he's the go-to.
But the guy that you get your records from, I know who you're talking about. Like
Yeah.
I know him way
No
less than
shout
you
out.
guys. I know him in a way like more kind of tangential way, but it's like he knows you guys and he knows us. And it's one of those
Exactly, yeah.
things when we walk in, it's like,
Oh, it's,
hey, what's
hey.
up, guys? Blah blah blah. Like we'll ask you about shit and like sometimes
okay,
to
you don't
your
need to. You
guys'
don't need to get
dismay,
into it.
but like we'll be like, hey guys, here's a bunch of free shit.
Yeah. Thanks.
yeah.
Whether you want it or not.
Whether you want it or not. So that's what I'm kind of. That's
Yeah,
what I
he's-
wanted to
He's
just
my
get
record
into.
guy.
There you go.
Yeah. So what about it? Like, what about guys?
Just the importance of having these people in your lives.
Can
I
I,
honestly
be quite
t-
frank?
Yeah.
Please.
And I kind of feel bad for saying this.
Here we go.
but-
You're about to say this is a shit topic or something.
no, that's what I'm gonna say.
That's what I thought he was. Gonna
I
say.
guess he's not really a true guy, quote unquote, because I would feel
No.
no ways about going shopping.
No,
somewhere
he's
else.
not. He's not your official.
Mm.
He's like
You know
your
what I
kind of
mean?
like.
So is he truly? Because would
Not
you feel
really.
bad about taking your car somewhere else?
You wouldn't necessarily feel bad
Or
about it. But
comics?
it's like,
Would you feel bad? Like,
Comics for sure. Like if
you'd feel bad, or it's just to me. When I think of the guy, it's someone who's like an easy, like not easy, but like someone who I trust, and so when I have a problem, it's like immediate go to that.
I feel
But like if I was in a different area for whatever reason, like I wouldn't be like, oh, I can't. You know, it's just
put it
what-
this way. Put it this
Yeah.
way. If someone opened up like in town.
No, he's not your vinyl. He's not your records guy because you would go to anybody
'Cause
else.
I would go to anybody.
But I'm saying,
they
like, if
have
it's
the
someone,
merchandise.
if he's someone you trust and you've built a close relationship with, or someone who you feel like isn't trying to upsell you or something, then that's your guy.
Mm.
Honestly, once I started going to Dewey for haircuts,
Yeah,
even when I went to Michigan, I would wait till I got home to get a haircut
just grow your hair out.
because I didn't trust anybody in Michigan. to cut
See,
my hair.
that's what I'm saying. Well,
Cut
with
my
the
hair.
comic book thing, to your question, Patrick, it's like, it's not if I'm other places I don't buy
Mm.
comic books. Like if I'm at a convention or something, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna buy some comic books. But my thing is like, I don't like in town or in this sort of like general area. I don't really get comic books anywhere else. Like put it this way, there are times where I will be like, not often, but I'm in like Indigo sometimes, and I see comics that I want that I could get right there for the same price, but I wait and either go get them from the comic book store, and if they aren't there, then I'll ask him to like have them brought in
I think that's what it
and
is.
just wait, and then I can
Yeah.
buy them. So he is
It's a loyalty.
Like
Yeah.
if put it this way, when Josh, again, shout out Josh, when he eventually leaves the store in town and it is somebody else who takes it over, obviously I'm still gonna go there because it's the only comic book store in town. But it's like it's gonna suck not having him there because it's like him and I are also. I don't know. It feels a little weird to say like friends, but like when I'm in there for an hour or an
What if
hour
he
and a
listens
half.
to this and he
I'm not
goes-
your friend.
You know, I have one. I have
thought-
Oh, Malcolm's got one.
Okay.
one. Melissa is my free drinks guy when I need it.
Oh, okay. Starbucks.
Yeah.
She's
There you
gonna be upset hearing this.
Why?
She's gonna be fired
She's gonna be
promptly.
like, "Oh, you're using me.
I'm not using
You're
her.
using me for
Oh,
free
I
drinks.
didn't-
I'm not your friend.
She
You're gonna
offers.
describe.
She offers and I reject.
You're gonna describe me as your free drink guy, not your friend.
I thought you were gonna say
That's
that.
what it is.
I thought you were gonna say that she was
That's
gonna be. I thought you were gonna say she's gonna be upset because she's gonna get fired for giving free drinks all the time to this
I mean,
guy.
our viewership is too low
Fair.
for that.
Our
to
scope
happen.
is limited, but yeah.
All right,
so
For that
if
effect
Patrick
to
feels that way,
occur.
let's bleep that out.
Wait, what?
I said if you feel that way, let's bleep that out.
I'm just tugging your leg. She might not, but
So, but
Is that
again, to the thing where it's like, if when inevitably when he leaves the comic book store in town, it's gonna suck because, yeah, like I'm saying, there is like a sort of friendship there. Where it's like I will go in and him and I will talk about shit for like an hour, and it's to the thing where it's like, I'll walk in and be like, oh, like I just read this or played this video game the other day. And he'll be like, oh, what's that? Like I haven't heard of it, and then I tell him about it, or like vice versa, where he'll be like,
How old
oh,
is he,
if
by
you-
the way?
He's in his 20s.
Oh, okay. I was thinking. I was picturing a grown man.
No, he's
Was-
only like a few years older than us, maybe like
Mm.
3-4 years older.
Mm.
But it's a thing where like I'll go in and he'll be like, you know, oh, have you read this yet? And I'll be like, no, I haven't even heard of this yet. And he'll be like, you have to read it, kind of thing. And then I do, and it's fucking awesome. So it's like, that's an aspect because comics, as we've done on the show a couple of weeks ago, because comics are like an important part of my life. Having a guy in that world that I can trust and rely on is very important to me.
Mm.
The like haircut thing is definitely something that has been plaguing me for a while, and now that I have tentatively, at least for now, we'll see how it goes, found a spot and a person, it is like, again, an area of my life where I'm like, I'm glad I have a guy. But I guess here's what I will ask you guys to end this, since I know it doesn't sound like we have a lot of guys in our lives. Are there
the problem is as well as we're not established men in this world. Like,
No, it's not like we have.
Sure,
we're
we
in our
don't
full
have,
time
like,
careers. and
yeah, we don't
stuff,
have like
and-
an accountant or like, you know, somebody
Sure.
or like that's my
Oh,
guy
I want an
or
accountant.
like a lawyer.
I mean, my family has an accountant, but it's not my guy.
I
It's
want
like
I want my
family's.
own guy, my
yeah,
own
yeah,
accountant.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's what I'll ask you guys as we close.
What happened? Oh, he touched you.
Nothing.
I was looking at
touched
Patrick.
Patrick's inner
I was looking
thigh.
at you, and then all of a sudden you went. You looked down.
I touched Patrick's inner thigh.
Mm.
Are there what areas of your life do you wish you had a guy? Is what I will
don't
ask
know.
you with to close out on.
I think.
Thanks.
Like,
about
put it
it.
this way:
Hold on.
here's an aspect of my life I wish I had a guy. I wish, and I know this doesn't make as much sense unless you were going to like a tailor, let's say.
a suit guy.
But there's a part of me that wishes I had like yes,
That's a
like,
good one.
like a suit guy or
Yeah.
like even just like a not necessarily like suits, but like just a general like. I wish, put it this way, I wish there was a clothes store that I would walk into on a somewhat frequent basis.
and then some guy goes.
And somebody working there would be like, "Hey Matt, what's up?" Like, "Oh, you should try this, or you'd really
They
look
go,
good in that."
Clothes guy.
how cool would
clothes
how
guy.
cool would it be if you went in there and he's like, I got something for you.
Yes, this is what I'm saying.
I want a clothes guy, but a ring guy.
I want a shoes guy.
A
I would love a
shoe guy.
Oh, that's a big one. A shoe guy to
shoe
like
guy's
have
huge.
new releases for you. Also,
Oh,
to me,
yeah.
it's like going to a restaurant and like having a restaurant guy who's like, oh, I can book you in like last second, no
I can get
problem.
you in.
Oh,
This
That's
is
a good
another
Don't
one.
worry about it.
Good
This is-
fellas.
like in New York or something, like
Sure,
a steak.
yeah.
Food is
Yeah.
another one, but even if it's not a restaurant, like I don't know, like I think about it where it's like, man, if there was like a really good sandwich shop in town,
Mm.
how nice it would be to go in there as a regular and get to the point where I can walk in, or even like a pizza place.
Don Ayers
and I
is
could just-
cringing right now.
Hmm?
Who?
Don Ayers is cringing right now.
What?
Why?
You said if there was a good sandwich shop in town.
There is, but they're going away.
Okay.
But
Yeah, what place is this?
this place in
It's
town
called-
called Halifax Don Airs.
Never heard
I've
of it.
never been there. You
Yeah,
guys have never mentioned
tried
it
it. I
before.
tried it for the first time in my life last week.
Was it good?
It was pretty good. Yeah, we should all try it.
Was it like
It's
like
like beef.
better than like a Firehouse subs?
It's not even like that. It's almost like Middle Eastern food.
It's
feels
kind
like.
of like a white people shawarma.
Oh, okay.
Like, because the way I got it the one time was I didn't do it as a rep. I just did it was literally just beef, onions, and tomatoes on French fries and like covered in sauce.
Oh, the French fries would sound good. My friend got me a sandwich, but the
Okay.
French fries sound like
Oh,
it
it
was
was
you're talking about
really
like a wrap.
Yeah.
No, but it wasn't
Oh.
even a wrap. No. It's not a wrap.
Well,
It's like
A
this
pita?
like half pita thing.
Oh,
Sure.
okay. I see.
You know what I'm talking
yeah, I know what
about?
you
A
exactly what
gyro?
you're talking about.
Like a gyro?
No, it's like it's like
Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh, but I was
Yeah.
thinking of like the pita round bread, but you cut it in half.
Yeah,
so it's just like a
not actually
pocket.
complete.
It kind of looks like a pizza pocket
Mm,
type,
yeah,
but like a big
okay.
one.
But that's the thing. It's like I wish there was like a sandwich shop or a pizza place like somewhere in town. It is more of I guess like a city thing, but like having a kind of hole in the wall place that I could walk into and the fucking guy working there is like, "Hey, Matt, like the number 3, right?" And I'm like, "Yes, sir." And he like hands me the shit and I walk out the door.
You
Like
want to
that
be
would
living
be-
in a, you want to be living in a sitcom.
pretty much. That would be like an aspect where it would be nice to have a guy at like Mark saying a restaurant or in a like
No, but I want a
takeout
nice
place.
restaurant guy. I don't want a sandwich shop. I mean,
Sure.
I won't say no to a sandwich shop guy, but I want a nice restaurant guy where I have last minute plans. Maybe I'm taking a nice girl out.
Oh, exactly.
You
Yeah.
don't want a
Be like,
Subway
hey,
guy.
like,
Like I know this place
you
is
don't want that?
like I know this.
go on.
Like you'd be like, I know this restaurant's very popular. I know that it's probably booked out for tonight, but like I
Exactly.
need you to help me out.
I need this.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I would-
need
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
I
And
would
he's like,
also like to
"No
have
problem."
a
Coming at 7.
Yeah.
what would be the best way of describing it? I'd like to have like a vice guy, Like I'd like to have somebody that like
Cigars.
was on top of cigars and booze and stuff. Like somebody who would like I could go to or would come to me and be like,
Honestly,
"You got to try
Just
this."
crack,
Like,
crack,
whiskey."
crack open a
Honestly?
suitcase, like a silver suitcase. Not a, what do you call it? Not a suitcase, briefcase. A silver briefcase, and it's like the freshest, newest cigar.
honestly, it
Mhm.
begs the question: all these guys, is that their whole life?
Yeah.
Like you have your
Potentially.
cigar booze guy.
Well,
is
yeah,
that his whole life.
Yeah, but
he's
'cause-
just a
'cause
cigar
if he's a
booze
good-
guy to multiple people.
But think about it like this: if he's a good guy,
yeah,
not a good guy, if he's a
He's
good,
a good
guy,
yeah.
then he's gonna have lots of customers, and he's gonna be like able to sustain his own business like that.
Right.
What about like a travel agent guy?
I was
Sure,
thinking that too.
that
Having
works
like
too.
a travel person would be good too. The other one I think of in a more practical, like real world kind of way is like a real estate or like a housing
Oh, sure.
kind of person. Because a lot of those people are like I
Plumbing
feel like
guy,
yes,
electrician
plumbing.
guy.
There's I didn't even think about that at the beginning of the
Home-
topic.
home
Yes,
improvement
similar
guys.
in like the car vein, having a plumber, having an electrician, having like somebody in drywall, having like construction.
Like to me, one of my
like,
best friends is
people you know.
you,
to
you have
me-
someone in drywall.
This is
there
true.
you go. To
I'm
me,
not your
to me,
guy.
one of my best friends is you guys know Matthew. He's
Mhm.
he's like a full time plumber. So like if there was ever any plumbing problems, he would like I would call him and he'd like help me out.
Mhm.
So
So you have a guy. You've
well,
got a plumbing
I've
guy.
never had a problem with plumbing,
you don't
but
have a
like
house.
I've been friends with him for so many years. No, I'm saying like with my house, with my
Oh.
family house.
Oh, okay.
Like I've never called him and asked him about something, but like I don't know. We've been
But you know you could.
yeah, we've been super close for many years. So if I did, he'd be like, no problem.
Honestly, I have a guy in a sense, Merrick.
Okay.
When it's like some like obscure thing, like if it's with like a car or like
Oh, okay.
something like handy or something. Sometimes like
Mm.
my dad, obviously, but if my dad's not around, then Merrick is
Merrick's
my
kind of
guy.
an everything guy.
The
Merrick
jack
is an
the
everything
jack
guy.
of all trades.
Merrick is kind of a jack of all trades. yeah.
Somebody that you can count on. Well, anyways, there you go. So I hope
That was
now
fun.
that you guys understand the importance of having a
I
guy.
don't. I've never lived and had a guy.
And
I
maybe-
understand my desire for a guy.
There
Yeah.
you go. Well, so maybe you'll go out into your life and you'll find a guy.
I loathe you.
Let's get some guys.
Let's get some guys. Anyways, you're absolutely right, Mark. It would be good to have a guy for all your dildo needs. That's a great example you brought up off air
Thank
between
you.
topics.
Yes.
And if only we had gotten to it in the meat of the actual topic. Shake my goddamn ham. Anyways, your topic.
I meant to get to it earlier, but
Mm-hmm.
My topic's buffets.
About what?
Interesting.
Like like a
Buffets?
buffets.
Buffets.
Buffets. So like Mandarin, there's one that I was trying to think of one other buffet.
Asian. I can name one. Asian buffet.
Yeah.
Walk of Fame.
Tuckers.
Walk of Fame. Tuckers.
Sure.
Marketplace.
So
Copacabana.
Before- wait,
Copacabana's a
before we
buffet
get
and
carried away.
Sushi. All you can eat sushi.
Before we get carried away.
Yeah.
So my topic is about buffets and how much I like them and how I think they get too much shit. I think people shit on buffets too much. It's like, oh, it's just garbage. It's like nothing. It's like, I understand the idea is kind of gross of like food sitting out under hot lamps for a long day. it's not appetizing when you think about it like that.
No, but they're if it's a good buffet, it's being switched out
Sure.
pretty constantly.
But to me, it's like I love the experience of a buffet because I like going in. Sometimes you order a dish and maybe you don't like certain aspects of it. You don't really want this. You have to exclude this. It's like the buffet. You go in, everything's warm. You immediately just sit down, put your stuff down, and go grab a plate, and you just put everything that you want on the plate, and you can eat as many plates as you want. You can eat one.
You
if you're
sound
just
like a
feeling-
gluttonous pig
For
right
people
Oh,
now.
I
who
am.
don't know what buffets are.
Yeah. I'm describing a buffet. So basically, I love buffets, and I haven't gone to Mandarin in a long time, and I'm basically proposing to you guys that we all go to Mandarin.
There's an Indian one. I think it's Indian. It's called Tandoori Flame.
I
think
think
I've
you're
been
I
right.
feel like we should go to a new buffet.
I would like that.
Yeah, but to me, it's like I'm not the biggest fan of Indian food. Like, there's certain
Butter
items that I
chicken.
like. Yeah, I'm not gonna go eat butter
It's not
chicken.
like
for
Mandarin's all Chinese food.
It's not, but I feel like Tandoori Flame would only be Indian food.
Why do you feel that?
What do they have
That's an
pizza and
interesting-
they have
that's an
pizza at
interesting
Tandoori
feeling.
Flame?
They have pizza at
Are
Mandarin.
you willing to wager that
They have pizza at Mandarin.
because Mandarin is like a very like it's like a super mega
Americanized.
huge like chain
Yeah.
of buffets, but
Yeah.
Tandoori Flame I've never heard of it before, so I assume they don't go all styles. You know what I'm
What's-
saying?
Search it.
No,
Search
well,
how big
I'm
it
not
is.
gonna search it up.
Search is Tandoori Flame.
I'm not that.
A chain. Because if it is a chain, then why would
well,
you assume?
okay, no, but I'm sure it's a chain, but I'm talking about like big chain, like
Okay.
like Mandarin, where it's like known everywhere. They got to broaden their styles.
All right.
Here's
If
the
they
thing.
did only Chinese, they would be limiting a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever been to a buffet other than Mandarin in my entire life. I also have not been to Mandarin in like the longest time. I was
Hmm.
actually supposed to go like a month or two ago with my brother and my grandmother,
Mm.
and we drove all the fucking way to Brampton
Mm.
because it said on the website that it was open all day, and then we got there
was
and
closed.
turns out they're open from like I think noon to 3,
What?
and then they close for 2 hours.
Oh,
yeah,
And they
that's
open
interesting.
again from like 5 to
They gotta
whenever
prep
at
for
night.
dinner.
That's standard.
And
Is it?
yes, but on their website they said they were open. There was a closer Mandarin that had that on their schedule
Mississauga?
online. The Mississauga one said like we close at 3, we open again at this, and the Brampton one said it was open all day. And then I drove all the way there with my grandmother and my brother, and we walked in and we're like, hey, like the 3 of us, and they're like, okay, cool, and they're like, just so you guys know, like you're more than welcome to eat, but we close in 10 minutes. And I was like, that's not what your website said.
Why
so
would you
basically what he's
assume
saying is
one would-
fix your shit,
And
Mandarin.
he when he said that to her, he had his fist clenched and he held it right up against her chin.
Mm-hmm.
That's what your
That's
website
not what the
website
website says.
What I was gonna say
Yeah.
was on Mark thinking that people comment on the food just being garbage.
Mm.
Although there is a lot of garbage food,
Sure.
there, it's your choice to go eat it.
Yeah.
This is true.
Because there's other stuff.
Some of it's pretty good. Some of it's like basically like, subpar pizza. It's like subpar pizza is still pretty good. I'm not going to a buffet to like get fine dining food.
A lot of
To me it's
people-
like
I
I'm
just wanna
going
stuff my face.
I want to stuff my face. I want to be a glutton,
A glutton, yeah.
a glut.
a food glut.
A food
Food slut.
Yeah, I just want to go fill it up and just have a good time. And the food is like tasty. It's decent. It's not like I'm going. Yeah, it's not like incredible, but
A lot of people say they make the comparison between all you can eat sushi places
Interesting.
and sushi places that charge for portions. It's not all you can eat.
what I've
And
heard
they always say that those places that charge for your portion
are better.
are not just better by a factor of
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
I've heard that from many people of like I've heard that the smaller a restaurant menu, the better it is. Most of the time, it's like if they have like a menu that's like 60 pages, like most likely it's not going to be great because like how could they master 60
Honestly,
different dishes? You know?
Thai House
Yeah,
has a pretty big menu.
and it's good.
Everything slaps. Almost everything slaps.
I mean, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure there's exceptions, but generally that's
Yeah.
what I've heard. Just like how you've heard, like with sushi, all you can eat maybe isn't the sign of like an incredible sushi establishment. That being said, we do like that one place. We don't have to. I don't know if we want to say it, but
I mean 168.
yeah, they're pretty good.
Shout out 168.
I
Shout
haven't
out.
been to a lot of like actual buffets. I've been to like all you can eats.
Yeah,
Mm.
But I've only been to like 3 buffets.
Same
I've been
here.
to like Asian buffet, that
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
bad one you and I went to.
Yeah.
remember you
Um,
said you went to one in the States.
I went to Golden Corral.
Yes, and you said you paid like
Mm.
$5-10 and you got a shit ton of food or something.
I didn't pay.
10
It was
bucks?
like on the soccer team. It was like $10 or something.
Yeah, he said it was-
$15.
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just all you can eat, pure American junk food.
Oh, dude, I'd love that. Take me to Golden Corral. I'll live there for a little
Is
bit.
Olive Garden a buffet? No, it's not.
No.
No, but it's all you can eat pasta until you get 3 bowls in.
Here's the second part I want to do for this topic, and then we'll wrap it up. I want to
Sure.
do. Let's all make our quintessential Mandarin plates. I want everyone to like build their own first
Shit.
plate. What's your first plate that you make? I'll tell you mine right away because I know
But
it.
I haven't been there so long.
I was gonna
like
say
there
it.
was
Yeah, I don't
once a
know.
time. There was
No
once
one
a
knows.
time
Mhm.
where I could have done this like that.
I can still do mine. I haven't been there in years. I'll do
I
what,
am-
what I
I'll
used
tell
to
you
get.
what I would want to put on my plate.
Sure,
You
go
go
ahead.
first.
Okay, I'll go first. So my first plate, and this is keep in mind as like a kid and like a preteen. I don't know if I'd still do it, but
so just say what you would do today.
I'd still do it just for nostalgia and see how it goes.
Okay.
So it's torpedo shrimp, kind of
Right.
like the shrimp tempura, pizza,
Mm.
cheese pizza,
Mm.
mashed potatoes, and like I think sometimes I get like chicken nuggets.
Hell yeah.
Like just like the most random, basically like
You're scum.
yeah, I'm scum. I just get like the most like kid, like what a kid would order basically.
Yeah.
A picky kid.
Okay, now
Sure.
that you said that, you kind of jogged my memory a little bit.
Yeah.
I would do so I would always start off on this like first plate with
Yep.
something called surimi salad. It's like imitation
Bro,
crab.
what's with this guy in salad? I swear to God.
Greek salad, surimi
Mhm.
salad.
Hey,
Get outta
hey,
here.
you're about to get you're about to be shot
Made
in the
of
head. I
crab.
want a Greek salad.
It's made of
Crab is really
kidding
no,
me
crab's really good though. I like crab.
Still, he's still killing you for this. While Patrick collects himself, what I was going to say is
We're still growing him on it.
I am unfamiliar with the Mandarin menu because it's been easily.
I feel like you could go there every day for the next 2 years and be unfamiliar with the menu. There's so
Probably.
much shit there.
It's got to be getting close to like 10 years since I've even set
Dude, can
foot
we
in a
go?
Mandarin.
Can we go soon?
I think we should go because I still feel like kind of jibbed when I went with my brother and my grandma and couldn't get in. And
Yeah.
now it's been a thought in the back of my head where I'm like, man, I do want to go try Mandarin again. Here's the thing though with buffets. I think I can get down with a good buffet. And what Malcolm was saying about the whole like
What?
buffet.
Buffet.
I'm having a bit of a stroke today. I can get down with a good buffet. And I think what Malcolm was saying about like you choose the food is dead on the money. Because even when it's an all-you-can-eat place, when it's like a sushi place, or when Patrick and I went to Copacabana a few weeks ago and we talked about that, to me, the fun of an all-you-can-eat place or a buffet place like that is finding the best food
Personalized,
and then
baby.
just gaming that fucking
Sure.
system. But the problem is you've got to try everything.
It's like when we
you've
go to
got to do everything.
it's like when we go to 168.
yes.
They have like the tablet you go through, and I know I was saying I at the Mandarin I would get like kid like food, but at the 168 they have like kid type food of like chicken nuggets
They
and this and
do.
that. It's like generally I'm not gonna order that. I think I ordered it once to try it and it was like not great. But it's
Yes.
like I think you pick what you want, you pick the good shit.
And
Honestly,
that's the thing.
crazy.
What?
Let's go to Mandarin right after this.
kind of Mandarin right after this.
Dude, I'm
But
actually
it's like-
down.
That's
They're
the
probably
thing
closed,
where it's
though.
like,
Maybe.
yeah, they might be closed anyways. But
I
that's the
don't
thing
know.
where it's like, when we go to 168, it's like the
Yep.
reason I don't get hand rolls anymore.
Okay.
And this is the thing, I'm not even talking about like
What's the
trying
hand roll
food
again?
Where it's just like you would get
Like
like salmon and rice, but in like a big
With the
wrapped
seaweed.
seaweed thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's like it's because I know Malcolm was saying about like the bad stuff. It's not even necessarily that where it's like I've tried the sushi pizza at like a sushi all you can eat place before. I'm like, this is shit. Never bother with it again. But even with the hand rolls, it's like the hand rolls are good and I like them. The problem is it's too filling, too much.
You gotta pace
the
yourself.
bowls of just rice that I used to get, nope, like gone. Like I've totally removed that from the equation because it's too filling. And even Mandarin, it would be interesting to do like relearn that process at Mandarin because I haven't been so long. But even with Copacabana, we talked about this where it's like
Cocacabunga.
Cocacabunga. At Cocacabunga, the shrimp was delicious. The chicken,
The shrimp was so
Bro,
good.
I
chicken-
don't even like shrimp.
but the
You're a
chicken,
piece of garbage.
the chicken.
I like tempura shrimp, not like regular.
He
shrimp.
is, but that's okay. Let's move past it. The shrimp was like delicious. The chicken was delicious. The salmon was delicious. But it very quickly became a point at Cocacabunga that it was like
I thought you messed it up again.
that it was like.
Wait, were you gonna mess it up again? And you float into it, or did you like, or did you
Copacabunga.
decide that you were gonna do it again?
I was like about to do Copacabana. And I was like, we'll do Cocacabunga again. It was like a last minute change of flight plans.
Can we just call this episode Cocacabunga?
Cocacabunga.
Don't say any of the topic.
Yeah, no.
Just
Names.
Copacabunga.
Copacabunga.
Yeah.
And so even at that place where it's like it very quickly became a thing that you and me and everybody at the table learned of like, listen, the shrimp, the salmon, the chicken, all delicious. Nobody's ordering.
We're
it
here-
anymore.
We're
Here's
here for
the
the
problem.
beef. We're here for the
Here
beef.
for the steak.
Here's the
and
problem.
beef
I
and
agree
the
completely
pork.
with you. The Parmesan steak, I can't
Dude, that-
keep getting. I can't get it. I can't get it out of
Dude,
my
can-
mind.
can I
I
please-
can't get it out of my damn
Can I
brain.
please try
It
that?
is the star of the show.
Can you bring it to me? I want to try it.
Listen, I
We got to do a Copa day.
Because here's the
I
thing. I
completely.
don't like.
I need to get this point out. Sorry.
Patrick's foaming at the mouth.
I completely agree with you.
Mm.
But the problem is, with a style like that, whatever they bring, I can't bring myself to say
Mm.
no.
Mm.
Like I want.
know what
to,
that is?
I want to save. Yes,
You have a weak constitution.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But when they come
Yeah.
and they have like the chicken, for example, he said it himself. the beef is better. You don't want to
So
fill
you-
yourself up on chicken, but you just see how good it is. My mouth starts watering.
They
I'm like,
just-
yes, put it on my plate
They
now.
just, they just bring you a plate, and then you go like, I don't want that, I want that.
Well,
Like
Like,
we
they
talked
bring,
about-
they
come
bring you
around,
random
you
shit.
can
They
say
br-
yes or no.
Yeah.
they come
I
around with
see.
the skewers.
You guys probably mentioned that last time, but I think I might have.
We did.
Yeah, I
and
think the
you
last
just
time we
zoned
talked
out.
about Coca-Cola we talked about where
Yeah,
Stop.
cowabunga.
cowbunga.
Also, your critique of buffets only applies to your first going of the buffet,
What do you
because
mean?
then
What?
you know.
But that's what I'm saying.
learn,
It's like
yeah.
the
You
fun
learn.
in like learning,
Sure.
learning a buffet and learning.
I
But
wanna-
they said that's not
taming
fun.
I want to get
No,
to
I'm
know.
saying it is fun. That's
Oh,
what I
okay.
like about that, where it's like taming a wild beast.
I want to get to know Mandarin more. I think.
I'd like to also get to. I'd
I
like
wanna-
to relearn.
I want to.
Mandarin.
You know what? Let me take you out and spend some time with you, Mandarin.
Mandarin
to
is
know
like
you.
that friend that you haven't seen in like a few years.
Yeah.
and
But you always
like,
get along.
Rely-
But that's
reliable.
the thing where it's like, oh, that's got to be a topic in and of itself one day about those kinds of friendships where it's like, Mandarin's
remember-
that friend that you like haven't seen in a long
Yeah.
time, and then you go to hang out with them, and maybe there's like a small part of your head that's like,
Is it gonna be awkward?
is it gonna be a little awkward? And immediately it's like fucking putting a glove
Back
on.
home,
It's like,
baby.
we're
Dude,
back
and
home.
then it's like the nostalgic conversation you have with your friends. Like, remember when we used to hang out with Mandarin? And it
Yes.
was so great.
It was
Like, and
so
it was stuff
great.
we all laugh,
We should go see him again.
have a good time. Yeah, let's just call Mandarin. I wonder what Mandarin's up to. And then last time we went, I think I was with you and Malcolm potentially,
To
And
Mandarin?
I think it was
years
you,
ago,
Patrick,
and
Merrick,
Adriano.
and I.
and
Or
Adriano.
Adriano were married.
I have a
What
picture.
about Duda?
He wasn't there.
I have a picture of like all of us at Mandarin. I have a picture of all of us at Mandarin, and like one of you guys told the waiter that like it was one of our birthdays.
Yeah.
So I think it was Adriano's birthday.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
And then so they put like a rice hat thing on him.
I think that's the thing that's gonna happen every time. I remember
I don't
went-
I
rice,
hate
a
that,
rice
dude.
hat,
Yeah.
I don't know what you call
Yeah.
it. Isn't that what it's
I
called?
think it's called a rice hat, yeah.
not like
I
a
think-
pointy birthday
No.
hat, like a
It's a-
flat,
flat
Asian
No.
Yeah,
rice
yeah.
hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Rice
what I have.
hat.
I have one of those
I was
pictures
like,
too.
did I just commit a hate crime?
I thought Mark was doing
No.
like a bit where I was like,
No.
yeah, the
No, it was-
Asian place they put a rice
Dude, it
hat.
No,
was
they
literally like
do.
it was.
They
it
lean
was like
into
Ghost
it.
of
They know
Tsushima.
they
It was
are.
like the whole thing.
They know
Yeah.
exactly who
Honestly,
they
that's
are.
got to be a thing. Every time, honestly, the last 2 times I've gone, it's been a birthday.
I don't think I've ever.
Mm.
Ever since that day, I don't think I've gone, and we haven't done that. We've always done it ever since then.
But I feel like you got to be. I mean, I'm sure
Careful? Were you gonna say careful?
Yeah, but then I was gonna say like they probably have a high turnover of employees. I don't think they're gonna get used to like who we haven't gone in years anyway. Let's do it.
No, but I was gonna say the same thing of like if they come in there, if you're like, yeah, it's our friend's birthday, and they're
Yeah.
like, prove it, like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
they don't
Yo,
believe
no.
you. But I was gonna say in that case,
But they
because
can't do
you
that,
can't
though,
even
because-
get worried about getting thrown out or anything. Because I would say eat like pigs first,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then at the end of the meal, be like, by the way,
Already ate.
it's our boy's birthday. And if it's not, and they find that out, and they're like, you're kicked out of the restaurant, it's like we already ate.
You're
Yeah,
kicked
yeah.
out of the restaurant.
what the thing is?
most they'll be like is, don't do that again.
But you know what the thing is, you call the waiter over, or you know what? I was gonna say like, what if they ask you like, yeah, prove it. But then the thing is,
they wouldn't. If they asked me to
'Cause it-
prove it, I would look them in the eye. If I went up to a waiter,
well, then
and
it
I was-
wouldn't be a surprise.
If I went up to the
Exactly.
waiter and I
Yeah.
was like, "It's my friend's birthday," and he goes,
Mm.
"Prove it," I would look at him and be like, "Really?" That's what I would straight up do.
You would pause and start. Is he being serious right now?
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Anyway, buffets, I love them. I want to start going to them more, and they're not.
I was about to say something horrible, where it's like
Say it.
you'd walk up to the waiter,
strike him.
I was just gonna say like, because you just walk up to the waiter.
yeah, I was thinking that.
Crazy that you just did that.
Here's the thing. When we go to Mandarin, it would always bug me that you guys would do shit like not like that.
Don't say you guys as if I.
No, not like that. But I'm saying
Oh.
like mischievous stuff. Like,
Oh.
like would be like someone would start putting like he
It's
would,
him.
Oh
No,
my
no,
God.
He starts
no.
it.
Yeah,
He
Dude, you know what I'm
always
saying?
Be
starts
real.
it.
Malcolm was always the one who
He'll
like
start
you'd
it.
turn
He would
around.
instigate.
You would turn around and look back in your water, and there'd be like half a
A
bowl
nugget
of
in
rice
it.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be like
Always
ketchup,
you. Everyone knows. Don't
ketchup
even
and soy
say
sauce
no.
and shit. No, but the problem with you, Patrick, too, is that he'll start it and then you fight back, and then it's just going back and forth.
Yeah.
Are you? What's up?
I'm putting my hand up to jump into the conversation.
Go ahead.
I have to say,
I thought he was hiling.
I thought that too.
as I'm
No, it's
finishing
more of a
eating
45
this ice.
degree.
Yeah, we're gonna cut that whole part out. We're gonna cut that 5 seconds out.
Please, God, don't cut it out.
I don't know. That's whatever.
He's high.
There's it's the stuff before that's gone. But I was
Are
gonna
you
say,
gonna bleep
Wait,
it or,
wait.
or it's gone?
You know why you're
if I
saying
can
that?
cut around it, I will.
No,
but
bleep
if
it.
not,
No,
it's
bleep
good.
it.
Because I like doing the sensors.
You know
and
what-
then I
Yeah.
just put like the logo over the person.
You know,
Yeah.
you know why he's saying that? Because it was kind of like he didn't get a laugh. But if everyone was laughing like crazy at his
At
thing,
mine?
yeah.
Oh no, that's gone just for content
Okay.
reasons.
Okay.
That's gone just for like I
Fair
don't want to
enough.
get in trouble reasons. But what the hell? Oh, this is the thing though.
Mm.
Patrick
Yep.
has become that guy when we go out to dinner.
Of making a mess.
If Patrick and I like go to sushi with all our friends from work,
Yeah.
Patrick, you just did it the last time we went.
No.
Sushi
Let me defend
place-
myself.
Hold on, I haven't even made an
Dude, I was-
accusation
I was
yet. We were
looking
at the
at-
sushi place, and like when one of our buddies got up to go get like a fucking soup, Patrick's like pouring soy sauce, and it was like water or whatever.
Dude,
and
In,
it's
you're
like,
such a
in,
child,
in
I hate
10
it.
years, one thing. That's the one thing I've ever
that's not
done.
the only thing.
That's
You
the
know,
one thing I've
when
ever
Maddie-
poured into anyone's thing.
When Maddie was accusing,
Once.
when Maddie was accusing you, by the way,
Once, and now it's a pattern. Go on.
when Maddie was accusing you, I was looking at him in my periphery. I just see Malcolm go. No, honestly, it's like
never been there with our work friends.
you know what I equate it to? I equate it to like when I was younger and like I'd be hanging out with a bunch of friends and one of them would want ding dong ditch. I'm like, why are we trying to cause
Oh,
trouble?
I always
why,
hated
why
that
are we
shit.
trying to cause problems here? I don't want to bother poor people.
Guess who?
Perfect.
He was that guy.
All right. Well, we figured it out.
You were that guy.
Figured it out.
Figured
Malcolm's
it out. Anyway.
that guy. Speaking of guys, Malcolm's that guy.
That's right. Good transition. Anyway, we're gonna get out of here for this one, but
Bye.
topics. All right, food's yummy, and we had a good time talking about that. But now it's Malcolm's turn. Malcolm, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I had one thing I wanted to talk about coming into this conversation,
Sorry, go.
and both Maddie and Mark's topics have kind of swayed me to talk about something else.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And so
A twist.
I want to talk about reliable restaurants.
Here we go.
Go on.
Like,
What are you opening?
He's brought
What
two
is that?
granola bars with him.
Can I have a bite of that? What is it? Like
You
what?
have to open your mouth though. You have to open your mouth though.
Ah.
Is it too far away?
And now it's on the floor.
5 seconds.
There we go.
What's on it? Is it just chocolate?
Chips, chocolate, granola.
Malcolm, talk to me about reliable restaurants.
what I was thinking was like this place is like A&W that are usually pretty reliable to get burgers. This place like Ivy Arms where it's pretty reliable to get good wings. And then there's like upper scale restaurants where you know you're gonna get like good pasta or something. And then there's also like there's like middle scale restaurants where it's kind of a hit or miss with food, like a Kelsey's or a Montana's or something like that. And I wanted to get everyone's opinions on that.
I got
So-
one.
You're saying reliable, but not like the best.
Not the best
Necessarily.
But I feel like
it
the
doesn't have
best
to
are
be
probably
the best.
reliable too.
I'd say so.
I suppose. Yeah, I guess it could go that way too.
I can
Why are you
start.
staring at me?
You're the one, it's your topic. You're talking.
You're staring at me like this.
I can start.
Do it.
So, my go-to Milton restaurant has now become Casa Americano.
Mm.
Wow.
I've been there with you guys a couple times. I've now been there with Vanya. And
That's the first time you've ever said her name on the show.
yeah, I figured no one's gonna hear it anyway. Vanya is my girlfriend because I keep saying milady and my girl, and
My
it just
girl.
feels weird.
Talking about
It doesn't,
my
it doesn't sound weird though.
Okay. So yeah, that's been
Okay, go on, go.
so that has now become like my regular spot that I like to go to.
Right.
Like I tried the chicken supreme pasta from there, which is like a white sauce pasta with
Mhm.
like a roasted chicken on it and like balsamic vinaigrette. It's delicious.
Mm.
I've tried their penne alla vodka, delicious.
Solid.
I've tried their Hunter Schnitzel, which is like a pork cutlet, like fried and
Das ist gut.
very good. And so yeah, that's now become my spot, and she liked it very much as well.
3 granola
So that is now my Italian food's my favorite type of food, and that has now become my favorite restaurant.
I think Casa Americano is a good example of what I'm kind of
You
thinking.
better not say mine. Yours and mine are the
Also,
same.
When we say
before you start, by the way,
reliable.
yeah, I was gonna say every single time I've gone there, it's been really good. The service has been good. It's been delicious. Anyway,
Because at least when you say reliable restaurants, Malcolm, I interpret that question not as like the best restaurants, but
Yeah.
like the safe spots. And
Yeah,
I
a
get,
safe spot where you know
I
you're
know
gonna get
where
good
it's like,
food.
you know, Barbarians in Toronto, the steakhouse, yes, is reliable and the steak is always going to be fucking fantastic. But that's not like what I'm thinking of in like an everyday situation. For me, it would be Ivy Arms in town.
I think that's
I think that's a
solid
pretty
one.
safe bet where it's like
But you're
for
talking about
bar food, you're always going
okay.
to get like
The
it's
wings.
reliably good bar food. The drinks are always going to be like
But I will say-
reliably good. It's not like wildly overpriced or anything like that.
Remember
like,
the-
that to me is a reliable spot.
but remember that one time that we got nachos and they were horrible, they were,
I
like
don't remember
dry.
that.
Remember
That's
that?
how you said the one time.
Yeah, but to me, it's like the fact that that was like the only time I got nachos with you guys, and it was like kind of like dried
Honestly,
out.
every time other time I've
Tell
gotten
me
nachos at
Ivy Arms
it's
isn't
been
a-
good.
Tell me
No,
Ivy
Ivy
Arms
Arms-
isn't a reliable wing
Dude,
spot.
I love
though.
Ivy Arms. I'm just playing devil's advocate of being like reliability would be like there's no weird.
Every time I go to get wings somewhere else, I go, why didn't I just go to Ivy?
Yeah, Ivy Arms is the best wings for sure. I love Ivy Arms.
Honestly, we got to give St. Louis another shot.
Nah.
I didn't like St. Louis that much, and I remember you not liking it that much when Malcolm was there that one time with us, and Varsha was there as well. And then like the next time we were talking
I
about
didn't know my word that day was stone.
Oops, I was still going. But the next time we went, next time you talked about it, you were like, yeah, like I love St. Louis wings. I was like, I didn't think you liked them that much. I thought you said they were okay.
Why is my word that day stone?
No, because I feel like
Set in
it was
stone.
very definitive that you liked Ivy Arms' wings better, and then now you're like, yeah, no, they're very close. But I'm like, but the first time you were like, oh no, Ivy Arms is like this doesn't really hold a candle to
I
that.
mean, I've had a lot of flavors of wings from Ivy Arms, and each one of them has held up pretty well, and I like them, like
Me
the
too.
majority of them. And like when I go and try a similar wing, like a similar flavor, and it's just not as good, and like I don't
Dude,
want to go back.
can we just talk about boneless wings?
Delicious.
Okay.
I want them.
They're good.
Here's the thing. I know
Convenient.
I know we've talked about this before about like Patrick has been a proponent of like the kind of wing to meat or the sauce to meat ratio.
Exactly.
And how a boneless wing is kind of like disproportionately created because you have a lot of chicken and not that much sauce. So you kind of get a drier experience.
Yes.
And to me, it's like you could fix that by having like a smaller cutlet or like a kind of maybe it's like rounder or it's like it's just a smaller shape so you don't have as much meat. He's pulling out more shit. What's happening?
A fourth granola bar,
bro.
Yeah, but like that's a
But
snack.
did you know that
not
we're
like a dinner?
But did you know that we're recording a show though? Did you consider that?
Sorry.
Anyway, I like. I don't know why I mentioned boneless wings, but I like boneless wings.
Boneless wings. For me, what comes up off the top of my head, and there'll be more examples other than Ivy Arms, La Carnita at Square One
Yeah, I like
comes
that.
to mind for me as a good, reliable taco place because I like tacos a lot. I just find that at least nowhere that I've been to in our immediate vicinity, there's like not like fast food. This guy's trying to eat it as fast as possible now.
He's looking at you and he's like, it's all
He's
normal.
going.
Not
Yeah.
like because it's like when it I don't know because to me it's like burgers.
Didn't break eye contact.
Where it's like, yeah, you could get a fast food burger at McDonald's, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the works, but for
Yes.
tacos.
Yeah.
I think it's coming up.
Patrick's gonna choke to death on this, right on camera. So it's like La Carnita to me is an example where it's like when I want tacos, reliably good, high quality, better than a fucking bar burrito, I'm going to La Carnita for some tacos.
Yes. if I'm going to talk about, by the way, I'm going to throw out burgers. To me, a reliable burger joint is like
Five Guys.
Five Guys. That's right.
Five Guys.
Thank you. Five Guys is a reliable burger joint. To me, a reliable pizza joint, and it's not like a high-end pizza joint by any means. Like, to me, Pizzaville is always good. I love Pizzaville.
Yes.
So that's a reliable pizza joint in our town.
But I was gonna say a non-reliable Italian place. If I was ever thinking about Italian food, is Luigi's.
I was about to say Luigi's is a reliable pizza
Every
place,
time,
you
every
scumbag.
time I've gone there, the pizza is good. I'm like, this
Yes,
pizza's pretty solid.
The
I like
margarita
it.
is excellent.
Anytime I
Yes.
get any pasta, anything else, I go,
Yeah, here's the
why'd
thing.
I get this?
Matt, you know what? I like Luigi's, and I'm like half with you, but half on Malcolm's side because last time when we were watching the World Cup, we got like I think I got some like pasta bowl thing, and like I think a couple of different
got
people
lasagna.
got. Yeah, Malcolm got lasagna. It was all way too salty, and there was multiple times where it was not great. What I do really like from there is the margarita pizza, and then
Yeah,
also like
really
the veal sandwich that we get sometimes
Yes.
is really good. I've tried your Philly cheesesteak from there; it's decent. So like the sandwiches are pretty good. The pizza's pretty good. The
Unreliable.
pasta I haven't.
I have a huge issue, and I take umbrage with
You
this.
like the pasta?
I think Luigi's has some of, if not arguably, the best pizza in town. Definitely top 3. My thing though is
It's top. Don't even shake your head on top
It's
three.
not- it's not top
Name
three.
other 3 other restaurants that are
It's
top
not
3
top-
pizza.
Pizzaville, Luigi's.
Pizza spots.
Yeah.
Pizzaville better. Domino's better. Gino's better. Papa John's better.
now you're getting insane here. Now we're
This guy
getting
says
carried away.
Gino's pizza is better than Luigi's Margarita.
Yes, there. You guys suck Luigi's dick, bro.
Dude, dude, if
It's not that good.
And next time-
It's not that good.
You're so insane, dude. Next time we all hang out, we're gonna order. I'm gonna give you a Luigi's Margarita slice. You're gonna try it. Be like, that's
Oh
actually
my
really
God.
good.
You know what's gonna make
You're
a
gonna try
crazy
Gino's.
episode if we go out and get a slice of pizza from each of these spots and
Yep.
bring it back here.
We need a pizza tier list, and we'll get a Luigi's pizza on our way to the Mandarin.
Yeah.
Also, Malcolm, I know you weren't here last week. We talked about it at some point. Not next week because I'm not here, but at some point we're gonna do a water topic.
Water
Where I'm
taste
gonna get
test.
just
Water.
a bunch of different water bottle brands, and then the
Pure
3
Life.
of you are gonna drink them.
Wait,
and
wait.
like tell me what you think of each of them.
Don't
Fuck
get it.
Pu-
Don't get into it
Fuck
now.
Pure Life. Pure Life is like a solid like.
That's
if
the one
we're
at your
talk-
house.
If we're talking reliable, Pure Life is like good stuff.
Every
It
time I
tastes
do,
pretty
every
good.
time I grab from your house, I go, I hate
Really?
it, but I'm so thirsty, so I'm gonna drink
Dude,
it.
my dad loves Pure Life and he doesn't like drinking other brands.
We'll save this for the water. But anyway,
Maddie's-
so here's the thing and why I take issue with this. Because you fucking idiots are getting pasta and like Italian cuisine that you should be going to an Italian restaurant for,
But that's what
like
Luigi's
Casa
claims to be.
Americano. And you're getting lasagna that comes in like a fucking tray.
That's fair.
And it's like,
It's not gonna be great.
of course it's not going to be like as good as
But-
if you
but-
had gone to Costco.
So what should I be
The
getting
problem,
there
the problem with
Pizza.
the problem with what you're saying, Matthew, is they're still an Italian place, and it's alarming how poor. it's
Pizza.
Let me get the sentence out. Pizza. Let me get the sentence out. They're still an Italian place.
Sure.
It's alarming how poor their lasagna is compared
It's
to
pretty bad.
supermarket lasagna.
I mean,
Okay,
what if you
but
compare
that's-
it to like Pizza Nova, who also claims to be like
Oh,
Italian
come on.
eatery, and they have
no,
Italian
that's
food
not the
and other
same.
things.
That's not the same. It's not the
Also,
same.
Pizza Nova?
Pizza Nova better than
Absolute
Luigi's.
bo-
Yeah, I was just talking.
Pizza
about
Nova is at the bottom of the bottom.
Dude, I don't know why. He's talking about we're sucking Luigi off. He gets on his knees for Geno's every other day.
What are you talking
Bro,
about?
you're always. I feel like when we're
Domino's. Domino's is what I get
No, but
on my knees for.
I'm saying when you're talking about like fast food pizza, you're always going on about.
no,
Geno's.
never. I'm a Geno's. What are you talking about?
You just said top 3. It could be top 3.
You know what I'm imagining in my head? Patrick on his knees looking up,
And
it's
the
like,
Geno
it's
chef
like,
guy?
It's like a POV like porn shot, like
Yeah.
looking down at Patrick, like sitting on his knees, and he's like, and you just hear a
he's
voice.
waiting.
You hear a voice off camera of like, "You ready?" And it's just Patrick, like, "Yeah, give it to me." And instead of a dick slowly coming into frame, it's just a slice
hot-
of pizza.
it's a hot
I was
and ready.
Patrick's just like, ah.
Yeah.
What I was
Yes.
imagining, Maddie, was Luigi from Mario, and you just on on your knees sucking his.
Listen, okay. I'm gonna steer us. I'm gonna steer us back here. For me, the
Sure.
pinnacle,
Please.
the pinnacle reliable
Reliability.
restaurant is Thai House, and it's not even a question.
Never been there.
Yep.
It's not even a
I
question.
went there with Patrick.
I've-
He took me there, and it was pretty good. I got the chicken pad thai, delicious.
I've had countless mains, countless appetizers.
Yes.
All of them slap.
Well,
All of them. The
Tim-
pad thai,
Mm.
the chicken, the grilled chicken,
The barbecue chicken was
the
really good.
Nuriyang beef,
Mhm.
the drunken fish,
Mm.
the whatever else. Like
that sounds like a bar. The drunken fish.
the drunken fish is a plate there. Yeah.
Mm, but for the same reason why I love Casa Americano, because I've tried like the bruschetta from there is incredible. I want to try some more appetizers. It's the only one I've tried, but it's incredible. And I've tried 3 different mains, and they're all amazing. So it's like it keeps proving to be reliable to me.
Mm.
I just want to say I'm on the same side as Mark. Casa Americano is really reliable.
Huh?
Also, it's really reliable.
Okay.
It's really reliable.
Yeah.
I also want to know, does anyone here? What's everyone's opinion on Subway?
Okay, I have a very strong opinion on
Here it
Subway.
is.
Not a
I'm
fan.
gonna start with Subway. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Subway is very reliable when it comes to like shit. I haven't eaten anything all day. Like for me, I'm at work and the food court kind of sucks in the mall that I work at. So Subway is just very reliable. It's like always decent. It's always fine. But my problem with Subway is that it's like, it's so, like you can make it at home and it's so subpar that I wouldn't choose it if I had other options. But if I only have like crappy options, Subway's like the lesser of all the evils, you know? Like even Patrick and I went to Firehouse Subs recently. That's a fast food sub place that's like way better than
Really?
Subway in terms of flavor. So yeah, Subway is like I appreciate
What?
it.
I thought you were questioning him. Go
No,
on.
no.
Subway, I appreciate it. They've always been there for me, and their cookies are delicious when they're soft.
Their cookies are
Amazing when they're soft.
amazing. You're right.
And they have a birthday cake new one that I tried.
Really?
I
It
tried it
was soft,
recently too.
Pretty good.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Tim Hortons has the Reese's mini.
I tried
cookie.
it, and they have Reese's minis on them.
Yeah.
I didn't like it for some reason.
It has like a coffee taste almost.
It does, and the cookie the bake of the cookie is like thicker.
But I was okay with it. Like I didn't mind
Yeah.
it. But anyways.
I wasn't mad at it.
I'm not a Subway fan, and in terms of reliability, and I know we mentioned this earlier with the having a guy topic. I wish
Dude,
there was
I'm
a
s-
sandwich shop in town that I like
Mm.
loved, because I'm not a Subway guy at all. Firehouse is
Pretty
good,
good.
but like I'm not nuts about it. And then
You
other
want
than
like a
that,
mom and pop sandwich
I
shop.
kind of want like a mom and pop, like almost like a deli
Mm.
sandwich shop place. And when
Sure.
the Butcher Bar came to town, and I went there for a sandwich. all the
so
time,
disappointing.
it was a really good sandwich, and I was like happy. But the problem is they have like 2 options, because that's not what they are. Like it is just a butcher shop that
Mm.
has like.
Is that the
a
one we
food
walked into?
counter.
Because Patrick and I walked in there and they had like a lot of frozen stuff that was like prepared.
It might have been that one. Yeah, because they've got like pastas and all kinds of
Mm.
pizzas and other stuff. And technically, I have yet to try right on
Mark.
B-boys.
across the
B-boys.
street. No, across the street from Eastside Mario's. You know, in the Superstore
Yeah,
Plaza there,
what-
like where Osmos is.
Yeah.
Facing the road there, there's a sandwich shop in that little strip that I have wanted to try.
What's it called?
Fuck, I don't know enough.
Is it called?
Is it next to Osmos?
Is it called
or
Maddie?
the same plaza
Maddie,
area?
is it called Meltwich?
If it's Meltwich, no,
I don't
it's not
think
Meltwich.
it's
First of all, it's not
Is it?
Meltwich.
Is
Yeah,
it?
Meltwich
Is
is
it?
garbage.
Is it? What
Where
are you
the-
talking? Wait. What are you talking about?
Meltwich is very, very poor quality.
Really, Vanya and I went there and we had a burger and it was pretty good.
That says something about your palate.
Something about my palate.
You
Says the guy who
know, where,
fucking
like-
loves like the idea of Olive Garden.
You know, like how Osmos is on Main
You also
Street
like
there,
the idea of
across
Olive
the
Garden.
street from the East Side Mario's in the Superstore Plaza. If you were standing at East Side Mario's looking at Osmos,
Is it the Yeah Cheese
looking
one?
across the street, it would be to the right.
I know exactly which one you're talking
Like,
about,
it's
and
right
I've
on
always
Thompson.
wanted to go there too. It's right next to the Anytime Fitness.
Yes.
Wait, is it the one called Boardwalk?
No, it's like called like something very. I don't know.
I think it's like
just
a generic
Italian.
Yeah, like I
eatery
think
or
it's
Italian,
literally like
fresh
Italian
stuff.
sandwich shop or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Really?
I've never been there, but
Is that
I've
the
seen
cash
it.
only place?
You're thinking of where I used to get my haircut. It's a callback to the other topic. No, I don't know. They might be cash only. I don't fucking know. But that's what I'm saying. It's like technically I can't make the claim of there's no sandwich place in town without having tried this place. I should try this place at some point, and then hopefully it is a sandwich place that I do like, and I'm like, oh shit, like I want to come back here some days on my lunch
Dude,
for a sandwich.
I
or
can't
whatever.
believe we haven't brought up Heritage Fish and Chips.
Wait,
'cause
like
it-
we
it
can't move
is-
on from Subway. I didn't give my take on
Oh
Subway.
please.
Okay.
You
But,
don't-
wait,
you don't look-
but
you don't look
just,
happy.
just acknowledge the fish and chips, right? Because it's really good, and we love that
Heritage
place.
is
I do
dope.
love Heritage.
They even have good
Chips.
cheesecake.
You know what I realized? They're a chain.
Interesting.
Really,
I searched them up on Google Maps. And
it's probably like a small time
chain. Yeah. Okay, this is what Subway is.
Here we go.
You ready to hear what it is?
Are you,
Break it down.
you're telling me what your opinion on it, or what it is?
I'm telling you what it
objectively?
is objectively.
Perfect.
Can I do one thing really quickly?
Go for it.
I'm just gonna pull your hat up a little bit, because I just
And poof
remembered
that
this
hair out
now.
a bit more. Why don't we?
But on the last episode that we did, maybe it was because the angle, like we just did the one angle of the three of us sitting here. But you had the hat
can't do
down.
that, bro.
You had the hat down like really low.
Yeah.
And so it's like you don't see your eyes for some of it. So a lot of it's just like your mouth and then the hat.
Yeah.
Like, covering your
Patrick looks
face.
like Cheech or Chong. Which one?
Clown?
You know Cheech and Chong?
No.
They're like
I know
stoner
Cheech and Chong.
guys. Aren't they
They're
like-
what?
aren't they
I'm
like
gonna show you a
comedians
picture
or
real
something?
quick.
I don't
Show me.
understand it.
Can I say my thing
Anyways,
about
break
Subway?
down
or no?
Subway for
Sideshow
us.
Bob.
Okay, so Subway is consistently good, but scary.
Why is this
Now let me
scary?
elaborate. Consistently good, but
That's pretty
what is
accurate.
that from?
That hairstyle.
Cheech and Chong. They're like these like stoner dudes that have like a show or something. Or I don't know.
Like
Oh.
movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Anyways,
sorry.
that's okay.
Why
Subway?
is Subway scary?
Subway's consistently good, but scary because of all the stuff that comes out with
The
their
percentages.
40% chicken, 10% tuna.
Uh,
So whenever it's always tainted it for me, where it's like
yeah.
I go and I always enjoy the meal, but in
Dude,
the back
but
of my
can-
mind, I'm like, am I eating
Can we also
chicken right now?
Can we
What's
also
going
talk
on?
about pricing right now? And I've talked to you guys all individually about this and in a group where to get a 6-inch, which is like half a sandwich, it's not really enough to make you full.
it's not much.
A 6-inch sandwich is at the minimum, the cheapest 6-inch you could get is $6.99. So you're paying like $7.50 for half a sandwich, and it's tiny.
And you get a full one. It's like $12.
If you
14.
if you get a full one, they're all like $12.99 or $13.99 or $14.99. If you get a combo, the 6-inch is minimum $10, and the foot long is minimum $16 to $18 for a freaking sandwich. Anyway, I'd rather go to when we went to
Firehouse.
Firehouse, they were like cheap. They were like a little bit more expensive, but not much.
About the same, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What do you want
It's
to say
pretty-
about fish and chips, though?
I just think it's really reliable. Every time I've gone there, the fish is delicious. The poutine's fantastic.
Why do you roast the cheesecake?
I didn't roast
He
the
said it was
cheesecake.
good.
I just said it was good like a minute ago. I just said it was good cheesecake.
Last time we went, I ordered the cheesecake. You're like, oh, freezer burnt.
No, because I was asking because I thought it was at one point.
Oh,
that you,
okay.
yeah, but you said no, it wasn't. That was like somewhere else that we tried from.
Yeah. I
But
can't
you
remember.
Ordered
where,
like
but
you ordered a slice and it was free.
it was freezer
I think it's
burnt.
probably from a grocery store or something.
Something like that, yeah.
But it was marketed to be Cheesecake Factory cheesecake. That's
Yeah.
why I was like, anyway. Yeah, Malcolm.
Okay,
I guess we can
next topic.
move kind of out of this topic.
Sure.
I really want to come back to it and kind of like with a more specific kind of way to go with it. But I liked what we had going here.
There we go. Yes. Reliable food.
Get out of here.
Food.
You know what else is
Subway.
You know what's not reliable?
The economy.
Give me the punchline.
I didn't have a punch. I was hoping I would generate something in my head, and then I got
Oh.
nothing.
You suck.
The economy.
You know what? The economy. You know what is
B-spot.
reliable? Osmos.
No, it's not.
Unreliable.
Unreliable.
Now that I think about it, Luigi's is kind of below Papa John's and Chino's.
Your shit.
All right, go ahead, Patrick.
Anyways, okay, so for us to get into this, it requires me showing you guys a video.
Okay.
Maddie, can you throw this up post?
You can say no
during
if you
post.
want.
In Post.
In
You can
post.
say no.
There was toilet paper on the floor, and I started pulling at it. And I was like, "Why the fuck is there toilet paper on the floor?" And then I realized it was attached
You're
to
unrolling
a
the
roll.
whole thing.
And I was like, "Why is there a roll of toilet paper on your floor?" But anyways, you're gonna put up you want to
Check the vent.
a clip
Yes.
that you would like me to put up
in post.
in post.
For
Can
the
you
for the
send me
audience.
this clip?
It's an Instagram clip. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Can we
Okay.
can we see it?
Are we supposed to be reacting to this clip, or is
No,
it?
you just need to watch it. That's
Okay.
all. Okay, I'll
Put
put
it
it right
there.
here. I'm gonna turn it up.
Sure.
That's.
Are we gonna keep our reactions in the episode?
We'll
Yeah.
see.
Do
Whatever.
you want us to react?
You can do whatever you want. But you just
No
need to listen.
way!
You just need to listen. Um,
That guy looks like a fucking douche.
hold on. How do I get this going here?
You probably just click on the middle. Just click it.
Oh.
Are you sure this is a video?
Yeah, bro.
You gotta swipe. You gotta swipe to the video.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect. Okay, ready?
Okay, here we go.
And if you're in high school or older and you watch anime, you're weird as shit. Not only is wasting your time watching shows bad enough, but you wanna watch cartoons? And yes, it's a cartoon. Anime! No, you're a grown-ass man watching cartoons. It doesn't matter what name you give it. You're no different from a 3-year-old that watches Paw Patrol. But no, anime taught me a lot, and you can learn so much. That's what a 3-year-old thinks too, watching Paw Patrol, you weird youth. And if you watch that shit, at least keep it to yourself. It's a really embarrassing and immature passion. But the amount of times I've been walking in the halls at school, hearing groups of people talking about the new One Piece or Naruto episode is crazy. And I would even argue that it's a disorder. Cause how you got a beard talking about cartoons? And yo, if that shit's your profile picture or anywhere on your social media, do you not have any self-respect? How you got that shit as your whole personality, bro? If you was my kid, I can't even tell you what I'll do. My page will get packed.
Okay.
Okay, so
Can I just start by saying something really quick?
go ahead.
To me, the fact that he's talking with a Toronto slang, even though likely he's like not from Toronto. Yeah, he's the fact that he's throwing on this like persona, and he's like making it his personality, and then he's talking about people making anime his personality is so ironic. It's like he's so fake immediately off the bat, the way he's acting
He's
and
extra
talking.
with it, right?
It's like that kind of slang. It's like, unless that guy grew up and was born and raised in like the city of Toronto, which I doubt he was, is like you're putting that on and you sound ridiculous. But anyway,
Anyways, so thoughts? Any initial thoughts? There were a lot of claims made in that video.
yeah.
Mhm.
There's a lot of claims that we
namely,
need to talk about.
namely
yes.
that enjoying anime if you're someone who's older than high school or is a disorder. That was
Mhm.
one claim.
that's the craziest. of
That's
all
a crazy
claims, I
claim.
think.
Yeah.
I thought it was silly. I don't watch any anime, nor have I ever watched any, but I do want to watch them, and it does interest me a lot. And just in that aspect, I like cartoons.
Yeah.
Like I still like watching SpongeBob, like old SpongeBob episodes. I love Invincible. I love
But even-
all this stuff.
But you listed
Liar.
like you listed also like a cartoon or an animated show for adults, which is Invincible.
Mhm.
So it's like him saying that cartoons is limited to children. It's like, yeah, there are cartoons that are made for children. There are some that are made for children and adults, and then there are some made only for adults. So
Like
it's like,
Yeah.
why pretend like cartoons are only for children? Also, it's
Yeah.
like calling them cartoons. He's trying to kind of like diminish it and make it sound silly.
Yeah.
But it's like animated series are very popular.
He's trying to make all cartoons sound the same. It's
Yeah.
like saying like, oh, you watch like, or like here's Hey Jesse, and then you watch like How I Met Your Mother or something. It's saying,
Also-
like, they're the same thing, and like
You know
it's, one's for kids, one's clearly for adults.
And you know what's interesting? At the beginning, he says, watching a show is bad enough, which I thought was interesting because to him that means that watching any sort of entertainment is like a waste of time. So it's like he doesn't believe in entertainment, I guess, because I wonder if he has that same idea about movies too, because he thinks that watching shows in general is a waste of time, but especially cartoons.
Malcolm's a dirty, rotten liar because he says he's never seen any anime, even though he watches hentai all the time. And
in his personal time.
in his
yeah.
personal time. And on a more serious note, we watched Princess Mononoke on the wheel one
Mm.
time.
Oh,
So there
yeah,
you go. You
we
dipped
did.
into it.
Animated movie.
No, but in all seriousness, yeah, that's a dumbass guy making a dumbass argument. I thought the same thing Mark did, but in a different sense when he's like, you're going to like put anime as like a profile picture and make it like your whole personality as he's sitting there in a Blue Jays hat.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Yeah.
I was thinking about
what's the
that.
difference
Interesting.
between you wearing a Blue Jays hat or you wearing like a fucking Death Note hat? I was like, it's the same.
Yeah.
and the argument he's making of like, oh, it's a waste of time, and I feel like people make that about all kinds of art, where it's
Yep.
like, oh, playing video games is a waste of time, or watching movies is a waste of time. It's like, okay, isn't watching a Jays game
Yep.
a waste of time?
It's all
Arguably, like if you,
yeah.
I don't believe that argument to be true, but if you're going to make the argument that
Be consistent.
watching anime is a waste of time, then it's like, okay, then by your own argument, watching your fucking Jays game is a waste of time. So it's just
this
very
weird,
stupid.
It's this weird thing where it's like, because it's something that he's not interested in, he feels like, oh, it's stupid. He's that shallow in terms of his thinking. It's like, if he was into anime, he wouldn't be saying that, but he might be saying that about a different topic. So it's like, I wonder how many like, for example, let's say this guy is like really into cars. He was sitting in his car. Let's say he's like a big car guy, because I feel like a lot of people who are like, sport guys are like sometimes into cars. Let's say he's into cars. To me, it's like you could make that same argument of like, oh, like, why are you making cars your whole personality? It's like, why is cars something you spend like so much time on? It's such a waste of time. You can make that argument about anything that you're not that like you're personally not interested in. So to me, it's just so subjective and silly.
Yeah, for me, I don't understand how he can't comprehend. For him, it's the whole medium is meant for kids because it's not live action.
Yeah.
He can't comprehend that drawn images can
be consumed
by adults and be made in a way
even
like
to be-
hentai.
even but like you're, even if like
Yeah.
what if you take a live action show, you take the exact script and you just make it into an animated version. The content is the same, the story is the same, the drama is the same, except it's like a drawn face as opposed to a filmed face.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it becomes stupid. All of a sudden it becomes a
for
child
children.
thing. Well, even though it could have very mature themes, like a show like Invincible.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden it's a kid's show because it's a cartoon. What if Invincible was live action? Then he'd love it. It's like, why are you being? It's almost as if he's like deciding that I'm a man, I will not like cartoons. It's like very insecure and weird.
It's really odd. And yeah, go ahead.
I'm just gonna pop into the quick comment. I'm pretty sure Spirited Away counts as an anime.
Yeah.
And I just watched that recently, and it was incredible.
It's
Really?
so good.
I haven't
It's
seen
definitely
it.
up there for one of my top movies. It was just so.
It's
It just caught me
magical.
right off the beginning. It was so incredible.
That's the same studio
Mhm.
that did Mononoke. They
Really?
did. They're called Studio Ghibli. They did Mononoke. They did My Neighbor Totoro, Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, Ponyo, The Wind Rises. A lot of good movies. But yeah, we
Anyways,
should watch more of them.
I was going to jump in and say there's another thing he said, which is people who consume anime defend themselves by saying, oh, but you can learn so much. And it's like, I've never heard one person
I didn't even hear
justify.
it. He said that?
He said that. He
Yeah.
said, oh, but people say you can learn so much. And then he goes, that's exactly what a 3-year-old thinks about Paw Patrol, that you can learn so much. And
But
it's like, there's no such thing as watching something for the entertainment value,
But I've
for the art of it, for...
Mm. But like
Oh,
you
that's
I
said,
don't
your
understand.
problem?
I can't physically comprehend where his head
But
is.
I
like-
thought you were gonna say the problem is like who watches anime and is like, yeah, I'm learning.
that's what I was
stuff
about to
from
say.
this.
I thought you were gonna
No,
say.
no, that's not what I'm saying.
I thought you were saying is
Wait,
like I thought what you were saying at first is like I've never heard anybody say about anime. I'm learning about
Yes.
stuff.
Well, no,
I get
that's not the
the point.
chief thing.
I
is
get
Sure.
what you're saying about like, can't people just watch stuff to be entertained or
Mm.
appreciate the art and not get something, let's say, educational out of it?
Yeah.
I get the point you're making, but what I'm saying, to me, it was weird that he was acting as if people who watch anime,
So sorry.
their defense is, well, but I'm learning stuff about it. And I'm like, well, who do we know that watches anime that's like, but I'm learning stuff from Demon Slayer. Like, what? What are you
No,
fucking?
no,
Are
yeah.
you? You're learning how to kill demons or how swords work? Like, I don't fucking
Doesn't make
understand.
any
It
sense.
doesn't make any
But
sense.
to me, it's like throughout the whole argument, throughout his whole rant, I see a lot of dumb shit that he says. But from the get go, him saying that shows in general are a waste of time, I'm like, okay, well, I'm already out because like shows are a form of entertainment. I'm sure he likes movies. Who doesn't like watching movies even casually? So like, why is he differentiating between shows and movies? Is it because it's a greater time investment? He thinks that shows are like more of a waste of time.
Yeah.
But it's like
Well,
I'm sure if you added up the amount of hours that he's watched movies, like it's like it's like equal to like some
Yeah.
shows.
But even what Maddie said, take anything he does recreationally.
Sure.
Can't you say it's a waste of time?
Also,
Yes.
beyond all of that, what's baffling to me is his passion for hating on something that he's not even interested in. It's like what makes him feel so deeply. It seemed like he was angry that people were into anime, that adults were into anime. He's like, this is fucking stupid.
his
I'm like,
favorite show got canceled, or they killed off his favorite character in fucking Naruto or something. He was
Yeah.
like, I hate anime. What is your topic?
There's no
it's just our opinion on the
Let's
video.
just talk about
Little
this
banter.
guy. How stupid he
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, just because I was thinking, I was like, what am I going to name this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a very it's a very regressive argument that I feel gets applied to things. I feel like movies and TV are so pervasive that they don't get the same shade thrown at them, whereas like anime, because it's more of a niche thing, gets this kind of shit talked about it.
not
And
as
even though
mainstream.
fucking video games are so mainstream and make more money than fucking movie and TVs and the music industry combined every year, it's like,
But I've heard that fact once, and when you said it right now, I was like, wait, is that real?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
and people still will make fun of games
No,
like who
you're a
don't know
you're a
what they're
dork.
talking
Yeah.
about. Well, and I was actually, because like last week when we talked about podcasts, sort of, and I talked about gaming podcasts, and one of them I was listening to had mentioned how like somebody in their life like didn't hate video games, they just never engaged with them at all.
Didn't get it.
They knew about video games, and like it was basically somebody in their family had watched the Last of Us show, and that family member didn't engage with games. It was like, oh, the show was like really good kind of thing, and that person's partner was like, oh, I didn't even know video games had stories.
Bro, some people don't
Because
know
it's
that,
like
dude.
because there are people who still think video games
Call
are
of
like
Duty.
Pong
Shooting.
and like fucking Mario and Pac-Man and shit. Like they still don't think that they're like
But-
that they've like progressed anyway. And that's not the argument I'm talking about in the regressive sense. That's just more like a thing where it's like there are people who know so little about
Sure.
games or anime and these types of things or comic books, and will just like shit on them for no good reason, and it's
It's like
befuddling.
it's like
He
the
thinks-
idea of like
yeah.
it's like the idea of something being popular in some sense, but you haven't given it a fair shake, or you just kind of like, oh, like why is this dumb shit popular? You know, it's just like hating on something because it's gaining steam, and you're like, I don't understand why so many people like this. It's like maybe if you gave it a shot, you'd like some anime shows, you know.
Mhm.
Also, it's like what you were saying about the video game thing is interesting because it's like I feel like a lot of the ways video games are portrayed. This is a different topic, I guess, but like different video games are portrayed in the media and like shows and movies. It's like some guy like getting mad at Call of Duty multiplayer. It's like shooting and being like, get out of my way, and he's like talking to his friends and stuff. So it's like some people genuinely don't know that like some video games like The Last of Us, like Uncharted, like all these like amazing like story narrative games, they have like incredible writing and like they have like really good, you know.
I will still put forth to my dying breath that Red Dead Redemption 2 is one
Oh,
of the
God, it's
best
incredible.
stories I have seen in anything
Movie,
ever.
show,
period,
doesn't matter,
With
yeah.
some of the best characters I have seen in anything ever. Period. Like to me, Red Dead is like a season. Red Dead is almost like an entire like 4 seasons of television, narratively speaking, in a game, and it's masterful.
Have you seen that guy who like was playing the game and he wasn't really into it at first? It's like a meme, and it's like him in the beginning of the game when you're in the
In the mountains
in the
and
snow
shit.
and stuff,
Yeah.
and you're riding on your horse, and he's like, "How long am I gonna ride on this horse for? This is so boring." And then it cuts to the end of the game when like something like sad happens, and like he's just there and he's just crying and he's just
Yeah.
like sad. It's like they can tell video games can tell incredible stories, but
Yeah.
anyway.
And so I don't know, it's just the idea. I just find the idea of like dunking on art and these different things generally to be a very like bad faith
Just
argument
lame.
and just lame. And again, because to me it's like, in a literal sense, is playing video games, watching movies, reading comics a waste of time?
Depends on who you are.
Arguably, sure. There are infinitely better things I personally could be
But
doing
what do
with
you mean?
my
But
time.
what do you mean by better though?
Like I could be out there like pursuing
You're saying
like
productive things.
more productive. Like I
Sure.
could be out there pursuing like personal things
Because I
for
was
my
gonna
career
say,
or like business shit or like trying to like
Work out or
research
whatever the
things
fuck.
or work
Sure.
out or like, you know, get more interested in like politics or social
But-
issues
but
or
the reason-
science, like all this shit.
But the reason I asked you about better is because to me it's like better is a subjective thing as well. To you, for your personal life, it might be a better use of your time to engage with the stuff that you love so much and it like lifts your spirit. you know?
Yes, but this is the thing. Personally speaking,
Yeah.
video games are just a very fulfilling
Mm.
thing to me, and it's the entertainment value. Like it's something I love engaging with. But to me, it's just like I don't get making that argument of like, well, the thing you're wasting your time, or this thing you like is wasting time, because to me, it's like, well, if my thing that I like is wasting time, so is yours.
Mhm.
At which point, why do you care? Like, why do we care about anybody
Yeah.
else's, what anybody else is doing then? It's like, I don't care that you watching the Jays is a waste of time. You don't care that me playing a video game is a waste of time.
Like, you could say to
what
him-
does it matter at
Like
that point?
you could say to him like, "Oh, it's a waste of time watching grown men that you don't know and that you have nothing to do with run around and throw a ball."
Yes.
You can make this argument with anything. You could just make it sound
You can
like
make
it's
it sound
silly.
ridiculous.
There's
Yeah.
there's the example that comes to mind is it's it's some Joe Rogan clip where he's talking
video
about
games.
video games.
People
and-
watching them, right?
And yeah, about like, you know, Twitch and whatever, and like people who watch video games and just playing video games. And he's like, he basically goes on this whole thing where he's like, you know, oh, you're gonna play video games, you're gonna sit around for 30 years playing video games, and where are you gonna be at the end of it? The exact same place playing video games 30 years later, or maybe you're like watching people play video games, or you're giving money to like streamers for nothing in return. And then he's like, if you were going to pursue like martial arts or whatever, it's like you could pursue martial arts, you're getting like discipline and like you're getting in good shape and good health and all this stuff. And then, you know, maybe you get so good at it that you want to pursue a career in it, and you open your own fucking dojo and like
Wait, Joe Rogan was saying this?
Yes.
No, but I saw a clip where he was saying the opposite of like, he was defending people watching video games because he was saying like,
It might be two different clips then, because the one I'm thinking about was him like saying the shit about like basically like dunking on video games like it's a waste of time, and then saying like, oh, and with the UFC thing, like, you know, if you were gonna pursue martial arts, maybe you open your own studio, and then you've got people coming to you, and now you're making money. It's a business, all this thing. And like somebody made a video that was like a counterpoint to that of like, you could just say like, oh, you could just waste all your time fucking kicking people in the head for fun and, you know, wasting your time with that, and maybe you'll be really good enough, but like probably not, like, because that was the other point Joe Rogan made of like how many people end up even becoming famous Twitch people that can live off that anyways. And he's like, what are the odds you're going to be that good enough of a fucking martial arts person that you're going to open your own dojo and have a business and it's going to be successful and all these things? He's like, or you could be somebody who plays video games and is really good at them and gets better at them. And then he used the example of this guy, Hugo Martin at id, who does Doom as of late, where it's like he was somebody who grew up playing games, was a huge Doom fan, went to school for game development, became a game developer, a dev, if you will. Patrick loves when I use that term. Got hired at id and now is like one of their like top people who spearheaded Doom 2016, which was like the reboot and saved that fucking franchise practically, and then did one better with Doom Eternal. And like that's the point they were making, like, and what you guys are saying, it's like you can say that shit about anything. Like you could take anything and boil it down to like the worst outcome in the infinite possibility of timelines, and take something else and play it out in the best
yeah.
outcome.
To me, it's all
But
about.
it's like that's not a fucking successful argument.
To me, it's all about perspective too. It's like, you know, even growing up, my parents would be like, why are you wasting all this time and money on video games? Like, it's such a waste of time. It's like a dumb hobby type thing. But to me, it's like, my parents love movies. So I'd make the argument to them that, like, you guys like movies, I like video games. They're different mediums. Maybe you don't understand why I would like video games, but I like them just like you like movies. It's just something I find entertaining and fun and enjoyable or whatever. So it's like, to me, yeah, it's just, even if you don't like something or don't like the idea of it or don't get it, to me, it just seems very unnecessary to hate on it. Like, maybe you can be like, oh, I just don't get it. But, like, why going all the way down to, like, it's stupid, it's, like, you're ridiculous, whatever.
It's a disorder.
It's a disorder.
It's a disorder.
That's an insane...
That's an
I
insane
think
claim.
he must
The
have a
claim-
disorder to make a claim like that.
Honestly,
That's crazy.
like he's basically effectively saying that anime is worsening their lives in some way, affecting their health in some way, mentally. It's
consumed by hundreds of millions of people, by the way.
they're
Even
just-
maybe in billions.
yeah. He's making the claim that they're dysfunctional in some way,
It's pretty crazy.
which is unbelievable. And again, anime, we've all consumed anime to varying degrees.
Sure.
It's just a medium.
I've
where
never
people can
felt...
express themselves.
I've never felt different about... To me, anime just feels like... If I watch a good anime, it feels like a good television show. It feels like a good movie. It just feels like it's just another medium. It doesn't feel like this weird thing. Because I think there's subgroups. I think there's like a stereotype of like certain anime people being a certain way. Just like how people make fun of people who play video games for being like nerds and being weird and antisocial, whatever. There's a similar way that people look at anime consumers of like, oh, you're kind of like this like hermit crab type person who can't really talk to women, and you can't, like, it's like this weird stereotype, even though
Those
hundreds of
weebs-
millions of people watch anime. It's
Those
like all
weebs
those.
do exist though, and it is hilarious when you see like those anime people, like the neckbeard people, and just like the fucking like.
But people who, that type of guy probably thinks that all anime people are like that.
Sure. Yeah, and again, it's just a weird thing, because I don't know. To me, it's like I don't give a shit at all about like theaters or like musicals, live theater or movie, whatever. Like I'm not a theater person, not a musical person, whatever. But it's like, so I don't engage with it, and I go about my life,
Just live and
and
let
I
live. I don't
engage
give
with
a-
the things I do like. I'm not like running around making Instagram videos of like, if you watch fucking musicals, you're like deficient and you need like help and a lobotomy and probably should be like taken out back and executed by a firing squad. Like I'm not making any like insane claims like that. It's just like, okay, I don't like it, so I'm not going to watch it, and I'm going. You know what it is to me? It's the Ricky Gervais joke, where I know he was applying it more to stand-up comedy and people getting offended, but to me, it's a salient point for so many things.
I don't like
where
guitar lessons
It's the
thing.
thing of walking past like a street pole,
Yeah.
and seeing a guitar lesson sign stapled to a street pole, walking past it, stopping, going out of your way to look at it, walk up to it, pull one of the phone number things off of it, and looking at it and going, but I don't fucking want guitar lessons. It's like, okay, so don't engage. Like, keep walking down the street.
Yeah,
Like,
he was talking about that one with like his Twitter, basically.
Yes.
How people would like get angry at his Twitter, and he's like, "You have to follow me to see my tweets." So it's like Matty's saying, you have to go out of your way to find it, and then people are complaining about it. It's like, oh, you don't have to. It's like, why are you getting so mad?
because if this guy was being like a Clockwork Orange, where his fucking eyes were being like peeled open with like staples or nails or whatever
To
the fuck
watch
it is,
anime.
and like he was being tied to a chair in front of a screen, and they were like showing him anime, and he was like forced to sit there and watch fucking like, you know,
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop, Cowboy Bebop, or Kagakabunga, or whatever the fuck we call it. Like, if he was being forced fed to like watch this shit, and then he was like, I hate anime and fuck anime and
Fair
fuck
enough.
people like anime, I'd be like, all right, sir, I understand where you're coming from. But that's the thing, where it's like nobody's making you engage in any of these things. So it's just like, engage in the shit you want to engage in. Don't engage in the shit you don't want to engage in, and just like
He just
move about your
he-
life.
He just seems like a judgy asshole, basically. I feel like he probably judges other aspects of life the same
He
way.
has other videos.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
I haven't
no.
seen. I
I'm
haven't
sure
seen
there's
his
I'm
other
sure there's
videos,
people
but-
I'm sure there's videos of him talking about people who do X, Y, and Z and how that's
Yeah.
stupid, or you're dumb if you do this, or if you look at this, you're still. It's like
He's
In
a
you
guy who
telling
spends
me
his
that,
life in his car.
I think it's that's why I'm saying I think it's a perspective thing. I don't even
Yeah.
think it's this. I don't think it's this particular perspective that he has, and then everything else is like he's reasonable and he's like looking at the facts. I think that
I know.
I'm assuming that because of his outlook on this, he has other ridiculous outlooks.
Yeah. The very last thing I just want to bring up, how he's like, you should be embarrassed. Like, he walked.
That's kind of cool.
Oh, I know what it is.
Oh, it's the
Oh my
plug.
goodness,
Yeah,
I
my
was
thing
scared.
wasn't-
Like, the
It
podcast.
kind of
For a second, I was
looked like
like,
an effect, didn't
It
it?
kinda-
Yeah.
Because it would be like it was like blue and red.
Yeah.
For a second, I was like,
Wait,
man, we're finally getting taken over.
The very last thing is he was mentioning how he should be embarrassed.
Mm.
He's walking through the halls and he hears people riffing about One Piece or the new Naruto.
Yeah.
How are you, like, first of all, why should people be embarrassed about that? Second, how are you baffled about that? People talk about things they like all the time.
Again, just
Mm.
like if this guy went into work and somebody was like, hey, man, did you see
watched
that
the
fucking
game?
Jays game
Yeah.
yesterday? Unbelievable. And he's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And somebody was sitting in the corner like, you guys should be embarrassed about the Jays and watching baseball. How could you waste your time with that? Like,
Yeah.
it's the same dumbass
the same.
argument. But the thing I was going to say, because you bringing up that this guy apparently has, like, an account dedicated to this kind of thing, we assume.
I didn't say that. I
Well-
just know he has other videos.
Well, because I was going to say, that immediately puts doubt in my mind that he even is, like,
meaning it.
meaning the
Just for
anime
clout.
thing. It's
Yeah.
like there's a part of me. It's like immediately if he has other videos where it's like, fuck puppies. If you like
Mm.
puppies,
Allow
you're a
me to be.
degenerate.
Allow me to be. Allow me to be presumptuous.
Yeah.
For a
Please.
second. In my heart of hearts, I believe that he believes what he's saying.
Well, to
I
me,
really-
to
If
me,
that's like a one-off, yes. But to me, if it's like if he had like an account dedicated to like here's
The
shit
thing
that
is-
I don't
the
like
thing
and
is,
you
if he has,
shouldn't like
if he has an
either.
account, just I'm telling, like, I have this feeling that
he
all
believes it.
these opinions
Well-
he has is genuine. Like Mark said, it's a perspective thing. Like,
I think he's just a
like,
judgy guy, and I think it seems like he's the type of guy to be like, basically,
Fun.
anti-liberal, probably. I'm assuming based on his kind of vibe. I feel like he'd probably be like, oh, like, fuck, political correctness. Fuck, calling people fat phobic. If you're fat, you're gross. Like, if like fuck trans rights. Fuck,
Yeah.
he's kind of like that type of maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's what it seems like to me. But.
Anyways, he's an idiot. We can all agree,
Yes.
and that's the episode.
That guy's dumb.
Yeah.
But you know what's not dumb?
Liking, subscribing.
Liking and subscribing, baby. Check us out on
Sorry, I stole your-
YouTube. That's
Comment.
okay. Comment. YouTube, Spotify, Apple
Rate.
Podcasts, Google
Google
Podcasts,
Podcasts.
TikTok, Instagram. We're everywhere. In fact, we might be right behind you. That's for you to figure out and for us to have fun with. Thank you for engaging in another episode of Wildly Adequate. Let's go around the horn here.
He's saying bye already.
Patrick, how we doing? What do you want to? Anything you want to get off your chest?
We don't
before
have a
go?
single minute of watch time on Google Podcasts. Malcolm.
That makes sense.
Malcolm, anything you'd like to get off your chest before we go?
No.
He's content. Mark,
I want to get food like right now. So
Mark
one
wants food
of you guys will come with me.
right
for food.
now. I guess I'll just say that I am not going to be on the show next week.
Come on.
I will be
Get out of town.
I
That's
was
wanted
exactly
to
what
make
he's
it a
doing
surprise, bro.
Oh, did you?
A pleasant surprise. Maddie's not here.
Cut.
Have a good time.
I will be predisposed. So have fun next week, the three of you. Maybe you'll bring somebody in.
Ooh.
Maybe you won't. I don't know. That's not a setup for anything. That's just a genuine. That's a
Genuine question.
genuine question. I am unsure of what they plan on doing.
Mau.
But have fun. I will miss not being here.
No, you won't.
Maybe
I was born in a city. Sorry.
maybe when I get back the following week, we'll do the water topic or something. But that requires me to go out and get all that water.
You have to get
so-
blindfolds.
Maybe I'll get some
too.
pizza too.
Do I have to
Eat
get
some pizza.
blindfolds?
Pizza.
Unless you put them in unmarked glasses.
We'll talk about
Honestly,
this later.
you saying blindfolds,
And that's it.
I like because I like the idea of doing like an entire topic of the show where the three of you are just in blindfolds the whole time and can't see.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
That's kind of funny. Anyways, thank
Thank
you.
You
you.
really want to
Goodbye.
get food that badly? He was in the middle of a sentence.